other people.
Yeah.
Without mentioning anyone's name,
Yeah.
what would you say is the worst that you know of someone that has done for casino? Or rather, let's say, for this addiction, to feed it.
Yeah.
For money, obviously, because
Yeah.
it's money they need.
This person that I'm going to talk about texted me I think it was last month when I spoke about the gambling addiction on my channel. Her grandmother died. They gave her 21,000 to go pay the mortuary so that the cops can come home or go home at 1 p.m. She started at the casino.
And lost it all.
And she lost it all. For me, that was the biggest. Sleeping is normal in a casino. Women sleeping with men for money. We know that one.
Okay.
Selling stuff, we know that one. But for me, that one was... And then I have someone that I know that the husband died. Rosemary kind of a person. I don't want to talk about that. But the people that I was gambling with, they know who we're talking about. But for me personally, a person that I was close with, girl.
The one that gambled away.
Yes,
The family now had to come up with extra money.
I had to take her to my mashonisa because my car was already there. So I went to Ola, please just add me 21,000 rands. So that, because initially I think it was around 4 now. And she was supposed to have paid the mortuary at 12. But by the time the casino opened at 11, we were already there. So that was the worst one for me.
Yeah.
I mean, with someone that I'm close with.
Yeah, with someone that you're close with.
Yeah.
Would you say that you guys have a community of gambling addicts? And what type of advice do you guys advise each other?
Advising.
Chomi, we will win tomorrow.
We're going. Chomi, that's the conversation. And all of us, it's weird. If you see our cars parked, hey, I'm gonna get to something now. It's just because I want people to be aware how dangerous this thing is. And guys, if I get killed, I did this for you guys. So ka privé, it's big cars. So you know that we have money. Ka privé, right? We big ballers. No matter how big you are, or no matter how relevant you are, or when you drive a car bigger than mine, once you lose, I go bonika nix. You would do anything for 100 rands. So when we are in there, we speak the same language. We speak the same language. We understand each other. When you have money at that time, if maybe Nike loses it, you are superior for like 15 minutes. Once I go out, get like a 50,000. Yeah, so we had, it's just that we had groups. These ones would chill. So for me, luckily, like I said, now I'm very lucky. I would have people give me money to play for them because I win. White people would give me money to play for them. Oh, you're so cute, And they would give me money and I would play for them and win, And now I started going to the casino like that because now I was broke. I was bankrupt. So it was now like a job for me to go to the casino.
Play for others.
Play for others.
Get a share?
Yeah. Okay. It's either I steal from them or they give, because even if they give you, it's not enough. So I would steal from them, obviously chips as well. And then you would wait for the casino to close, couple 4. So you go home. My daughter, don't tell her anything about Spare or Ocean Basket. She'll be like, okay. She's still traumatized because I would get a voucher to get them. So she doesn't even want to see it. That's how they would eat it every day. You can't take the kids to school because you're depressed. There's no food. Kids, you make kids understand, those things. You buy your child an iPhone today. When she comes, like, Mama, where's my phone? The phone is gone.
And how do you now start explaining?
Those ones are very smart.
They already know.
Ile casino.
Yo.
Ja?
Yo. And how would
My
that make
daughter
you
would
feel?
take her sneakers. There was a time she took her sneakers to school. She put her sneakers in a backpack. And then I was like, Malika, why did you take your shoes to school? She said, I can't wear not a casino.
Wow.
There's a guy. I'm from Bloemfontein. He's currently in prison. Camera charge. I don't want to go into details about it, but whoever that's going to watch this, they would know who I'm talking about. It was so sad when we found out that he was one of the biggest ballers. It was so sad during his trial when we found out that his mom stays in a shack. I'm one of the people, I'm actually the first person that paid him a visit in prison because I understood. It could have been me. I didn't judge him. Not that I condone violence, not that I condone bad things. It could have been me.
Would you say gambling addiction kills sort of like your human side?
It does. Till now, I quit gambling. I don't have a social life. I don't have friends. I'm lonely. Even I even lost people that I didn't do anything to. You know, it just it takes you away from the reality. It takes you away. It isolates you. So yeah, that's how much people have done so much just to feed the addiction. Because it requires money. So if you run out of your savings,
you have to start selling stuff, and if you're done with that,
I fraudulently, sold my car, pawned the car because it's a bank's possession. It's not yours. And I don't want to go deep into that because there's still a case. I sold my mom's house fraudulently. Till today. The person still has the title deed. I drew up the contract.
So, but is your mom still staying in that house?
No.
She had to leave. Wow. Overall, I know you can't really say the exact amount, but how much do you think you've lost in gambling?
Maybe 5 million?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm saying I'm gonna give you the last receipts of the last gambling, it's even more than that actually. You'll see the time frames. In those hours, I lost almost 1,900,000. In that one day, in those hours, you can imagine. Something that has been going on for 2013 that would tell you how much I had worked hard as a young black girl, and it's all gone. Yeah.
What is your biggest regret?
Everything.
You just regret the day you set foot in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it destroyed me. My mom's health started deteriorating. I don't want to talk. She sold her house. How do I repay her?
Have you ever sat down with your mom and spoken to her to just express?
My mom forgave me. I don't forgive myself. I will never forgive myself until I repay her.
Have you seen a therapist?
Yeah.
You know, you said a statement where you said, don't put too much on yourself. If you were gambling just to get a nice
Yeah.
cloth for
Yeah.
yourself and everything, it would have been easier because you would not have gone in as hard. I'm sorry, I'll get you another tissue.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, so as I was saying that you did say that if it was for the matter of you were just going in there because you wanted like clothes or something, it would have been much better
Yeah.
and maybe easier to handle.
Yeah.
Don't you think because now you are carrying so much guilt and you know, even if let's say you were to ever go back, it would be worse because now you need a house, you need all this money you lost for her, then yourself, then other people that you owe as well, then everything.
Now, if I were to go back, I would lose because I would not gamble with the same mentality that I gambled with before. So casino won't give me a chance because I'll take from them. They would never take from me. So even if I were to go there, they won't give me a chance. It won't allow me. Because now if I have to go back, I'm going to take from them. They will never see a cent from me. So it would never allow me. The devil would never allow me to rectify and fix and amend. The devil knows the damage he's done in my life. He knows how much he's taken from me. And the devil will never give me a chance. He likes this.
So, you know, you spoke about, you know, the fraudulent activities that happened, the car, the house. You're still going a case. Are you going a case of both, or are you going a case of one?
The reason why there's no case on the other one is because...
The mother didn't lay charges.
Yeah.
I thought as much.
Yeah, my mom didn't. And that's why even with my mom, she lost her relatives. Because she knew I had a gambling problem, but she didn't allow them to lie against me. And that made them change because they wanted her to accept and agree to everything. For instance, someone said to my aunt, I was at Makufe and I was fighting with securities, I was insulting securities. They lied. In my whole 36 years, I had never been to Makufe. But now because they've already created a fake image of me, they start making things up. If you ask me, I would own up. If there's one thing about me, I'll always own up. I'll always tell you the truth, especially when I get caught. And I will apologize. But don't lie. Don't make things up. So even with the car one, actually, there's something. With the car, there are 2 incidents. Fraudulent incidents. It's just that the first one, I survived because that guy liked me. Liked me not sexually, not because of he had a soft spot for me. He had a soft spot for me. When I was tired of gambling, I'm the one that informed the garage. I'm the one that called them to come and repossess the car. And I told them what I did because I wanted to get arrested. Because I knew then if I go to prison, I don't have any responsibilities. I'm going to stay there for free. I'm the one that called them.
So when you are now selling the car and you're still paying for, were you still continuing with your monthly payments?
No, I didn't have money for that. Every cent that I make has to go to the casino. School fees, no, why would I pay school fees? I have a judgment in my name now from my daughter's school. I don't know what it's gonna take. Maybe Petrus Musipe needs to adopt me to fix the mess.
You had a good job.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility of you going back?
I want to go back, but I need to work on myself. I need to live a normal life again. I need to be able to function around people because I'm still struggling to function around people. I don't have a normal life. I need to be able to deal with people again. I need to be human again.
Wow. Would you, let's say meet people, befriend them, or pretend to befriend them because you look at them and you're like, I can benefit here?
No.
Okay.
I'm not an opportunist. I'm a giver.
Okay.
That is why people have used me and they left. I've heard celebrities, even before I became a gambler. Back then, when I came to Joburg, I had a restaurant and I had celebrities that still owe me money even today, because I have my hard side and I have my soft side. That's just, I'm trying to tell you that I'm not an opportunist. I do things. I've heard celebrities that I've bought stuff for, the white stuff that they take, because they were in my circle. I've fed their addiction because I'm a giver. At a young age, I had a club that used to be so big, but I don't remember making profits because it was a charity organization. So people take from me, but nobody ever gives me anything. When I'm going through a lot, I call depression line because no one will take my call.
And I think that's the reality with most people that are givers. I feel like it's like that. You give, and that's what they say. As a giver, you need to learn where to stop, because takers never do.
I'll never learn where to stop. I'm always giving people a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance. If I could give someone a second chance who poisoned me, who will I not give a second chance in life?
Someone once poisoned you.
Yeah.
And you still gave them a second chance?
I gave her a chance. I gave her a second chance. Became friends with her again. Allowing her to come finish me.
Yo, did she not try again?
She tried in a different angle now.
Yeah.
She did a lot.
How has this affected your relationship with your kids?
Is there a relationship?
You don't have a relationship with your kids right now? Or rather, a good one? Have you ever tried sitting them down? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I tried. but I did initiate. I don't just want to be all talks and no action. I want to prove. I need to have something to put on the table. I need to have corrective measures for them to see
that you have changed, or you are really doing your best. Hopefully they will come around, hopefully they will definitely come around. Right now, what support do you have? Are you going for therapy? How is life post everything?
It's like this.
The craziest thing is, had it been that we didn't talk, like, when I invited you, obviously, because I saw your comment, I wouldn't even tell. When you arrived here, I wouldn't even tell that you're going through everything you're going through. We sat here, guys, I think for an hour before we started filming. And we were talking, laughing, everything, know. So, meanwhile, looking at you now, I see that you carry a lot of pain. How are you coping? What are your coping mechanisms?
This is the life. Every day, all day. Not surrounded, alone. The only phone call is from my mom and my dad.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
God. God. My mom and my dad.
Do you still have communication with some of the people that you met at the casino?
No, I cut them off.
Okay.
And I cut all of them off. I think it's recently after my video surfaced on YouTube when I was talking about this. They started coming, started DMing, but I'll just respond to whatever it is that you're saying. And all of them are still going to the casino, so I don't want them in my space.
Yeah. The other thing again that I wanted to ask was, obviously, as someone that was working a good job, everything is going well. I just, as you said, I didn't even know Machonisa.
Yeah.
So it means someone has to have connected you, which should be people that are also from the casino, because that's the life that they live.
Yeah.
Would you say that even the people that you had to get in order to do the fraudulent paperwork and everything are still people that you got connected to via the casino?
Yes. Yes. Because, we talk when we're in there.
And it's like things that others are also doing. They're just not caught yet, I'm sure.
A gambler, this is not foreign to them. They understand. They're going to relate and understand.
Like,
So,
it's fine, because even if you sell your mother's house fraudulently, you're going to make money and buy her a mansion.
Yeah.
So she's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry. Wow.
We all not, nobody in there was doing all this because they want to buy Gucci, and it is the responsibilities. For me, my mom has never, ever asked me for anything. She's always been a provider. But I wanted to wipe her tears away. She suffered. She suffered in the hands of her own mother. She suffered in the hands of my father. I wanted to make it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also, being the only child.
Mm-hmm.
And she lost my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to make up for all that.
Mm.
So it was a lot.
Mm.
I'm trying to be 3 people. I'm trying to give her everything times 3.
Mm.
And then there's me that I don't think about.
Yeah.
I know the things she went through. She took me to good schools.
Mm-hmm.
I went to good schools. Even when I completed my matric, I was homeschooled. I went to private schools.
Mm-hmm.
I had good privileges.
Mm-hmm.
She went through a lot of abuse, a lot. And I wanted to repay her. But instead I failed her. I fumbled. I chose the wrong thing. I chose the wrong path to want to make things right.
Do you acknowledge that you are sick?
I am.
So I think the biggest question I'll ask right now is that if you find a cancer patient sleeping in bed in a lot of pain, weight loss and everything, would you look at that person and blame them? Like, you have cancer, you're sleeping on this bed, you're sick, you're this. Would you do that?
I'm the last person to point my fingers towards anybody.
Then why are you pointing those fingers towards you? Because there's no difference between you and that person that is sick on that bed. The only difference is the sickness you have is mentally, so we can't see it. Whereas a cancer patient will show you because their hair will fall out. They will lose a lot of weight. They'll be in a lot of physical pain that we can see. So we're able to say, oh my gosh, this person is sick, but you are just as the same sick. It's just different. Because, with everything that you're saying, you keep on blaming yourself. I'm not saying that there's no accountability or responsibility of certain stuff that you cannot take, especially from the first time you're making that decision. You made that decision. Do you understand? But going in, you unfortunately fell sick.
Yeah.
You couldn't help it. It changes you. You become a different person. And I really do hope that the healed version of you will stop judging the sick version of you. You said a statement here that your mother forgives you, but you cannot forgive yourself. And I think you should forgive yourself because you were sick. There was really not much that anybody, including yourself, could do. So please stop pointing fingers at yourself. Show yourself the same grace you show everyone, because you deserve that grace as well. And for you to move forward, it's going to be a very slow journey. If you keep tying yourself to the past that you have done or where you were when you were sick. The first is you have to forgive yourself. If you need therapy for that, then you need to go see a therapist so that they can help you also just start to forgive yourself, because you have acknowledged that I have a problem, and that is great. And you are taking and doing everything that you can to take those steps so that you can change your life around. And let me tell you something, you are just one of so many, countless. as you have said, the casino has many graves. So I am glad that even though you're saying you have attempted, it never worked, which means God really, still wants you here. You understand? And I think it is very easy for people to judge from a distance. For people to judge from a distance, you'll get judged by people that didn't even know you before you got sick. Oh, I had this, I had that, I had that. Don't pay them mind. Focus on you. This is a time where you actually do have a right to be very selfish. You're all about you. Even if, let's say, tomorrow you come across 1 million rands, it's all about you and those that are the closest to you, your immediates. You understand? Your kids, your mother, your father. That's it. You don't owe any other person anything. You understand? But the biggest one being yourself. And I commend you. I really, really do. I commend you of your strength. I commend you because what you did today, you just saved so many people's lives out there. You have sat here and you have spoken, and families of people that are dealing with gambling addiction, they are watching this and they will be able to start treating their family members with compassion, because the emotions that those family members can't show, you showed. They get to now understand a different version. And then also to people that are gambling, and maybe they've not realized that I have a problem. Coming across this video, they will definitely know that, okay, if she's saying she has a problem and I'm exactly like her, then it means I should also have a problem. And maybe they can also take steps to change their lives around, What advice would you give someone that is in active gambling addiction?
They need to stop. Recently I've met people who are gambling, and they feel like they have it under control. I gamble with just 500. That's how we all start.
Wow.
We need to stop. Immediately a person gambling starts becoming a part of their social life, then there's a problem grooming inside you. You need to stop.
And to someone that is thinking of starting?
Don't try it. Don't. It's not just about losing money, but you are going to lose yourself. You are going to lose your family members. You are going to lose your morals. You are going to lose everything attached to your name. Don't even dare try it. You're never going to make more than what they take from you.
So the rule that says the house always wins is the truth.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I also heard that there are people that actually go to casinos and also this online betting stuff and block your ID to ever go in there.
Yeah, but you see, all these things... I banned myself in one of the casinos because I think I had a mental breakdown at that particular casino. So I didn't want them to ban me. So I banned myself so that it becomes easier, because if they went to review the footage, the footage because I was violent, they would have banned me. So I decided then to use it. You see, you become very smart and manipulative, I went to ban myself so they don't ban me. So that whenever I want to cancel the ban, I can always go back.
Wait, you can be able to cancel the ban?
Yeah. They'll take you for cancelling.
Huh.
But
and
you
say
can
come back so that we can chow more.
Yeah. So I went that one casino, and then the other one I didn't. So I was still going to the other one. It's just that it's far. But I didn't mind driving. I can drive 5 times from Bloemfontein to here. It doesn't matter as long as there's money. Driving is nothing.
You become a slave.
You become a slave. That's why I'm telling you that you can go inside a casino with 100,000 rands. With 100,000 rands.
Come back with nothing.
With nothing. then you remember that there's no food at home. And if I'm saying food, I'm not talking about luxury food or
Like
I'm talking about
nothing,
bread. Like there's nothing.
Sure.
Nothing. Now you have to start begging them to give you a voucher for food. And you know what they do? We get luxurious accommodation stays. Sun City, they'll give you weekend away. How will you as a gambler go to Sun City without gambling? So even if you broke, you have to make means to get money so you can go gamble in Sun City.
Sure.
Because accommodation is paid up for, or maybe they can give you 2,000 voucher, but 2,000 is not enough. Because remember, for you to get those things, you need to be a heavy spender like me.
Yeah.
So they know.
Yo.
There are so many times I lost money in casino and then I didn't have food.
And you're hungry.
And I'm hungry.
So that one night where you lost 100,000 and you didn't have money for petrol, how did you get home?
No, I sat there until the early hours. I was waiting for this other guy. I can call his name, you know. Yeah, Dash. He saved my ass so many times. He's an Indian guy. He's in Bloemfontein.
Sure.
One day I will repay him.
He had to come to
No,
bail you
he also gambles. He's also a big player. You know, he's Indian, so he has money. But he saved my ass so many times. He's bought me food. He's given me money. So every time I would sit around and wait for someone to at least give me money so I could go home.
And that moment, literally less than 12 hours ago, you had 100 grand.
Yes.
Would you say your senses would only come back when you're now
After you lost,
sitting in the car, you've now lost?
That's when you remember that you're hungry. You need to now start begging them. Start begging for vouchers. Please give me a sandwich. And they're like, no, we gave you a sandwich. That time they were not saying anything because you were playing. So with me, it was even worse. They didn't even like giving me alcohol because when I get drunk, I start insulting them. Yeah, I take it out on them.
Wow.
That is why I said what saved me from sleeping with men is because I'm not someone that's big on men. I don't like men. I take years to connect, I'm not years, but I'm just making
a long time.
Yeah, so if it's not that, I would have been like everyone else. I would have done quickies in the bathroom just to get 500. Married women do that. Yeah.
Yo, it's definitely another. Would you say there's also like just sick men that know there are women desperate in there, and even if I'm to go there just to offer,
if you need a new phone, go to the casino and sit there.
An iPhone, you'll get it at 600.
Yeah. If you want someone to sell you their car very cheap, go to the casino. That's why all those people, you see them in suits at Emperor's sitting and waiting. They are waiting for such moments. That's why there's a pawn shop, a huge pawn shop next to Emperor's Palace. Yeah.
I won't lie. It's definitely a world I did not even know existed.
Yeah.
I don't know. How would have you sorry man, I don't know how to word this. What is the youngest age of a gambler that is addicted? Have you seen you're like, okay, because I know there's like that thing of, okay, you're 18 now, you're allowed to come, you can just go in there, play, but you're like, no, this one is actually addicted.
There was actually a guy, Tukelo. And what's painful, I think he's the youngest that I've met, and what was painful about him is that he used to go with his dad. Because they stayed right opposite the casino, and I don't think the dad understood the damage
he did to his child.
Yeah, because he used to just go and sit like for fun because the father is there.
But how young was he? Would you say 18, 19?
No, maybe in his early 20s. I think for me that's the person that
was the youngest.
That I know. Yeah.
Okay, so we are about to wrap up, but I have a feeling that if I am to get one of the people that work with helping people that are addicted to gambling, I might call you name.
Okay.
So that we can maybe have a conversation between the helper and somebody that has needed help.
Okay.
And maybe we can be able to have sort of like a round the table conversation wherein, because I can't relate with a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
even some questions that you would have, I wouldn't even think of them because my mind does not work
Yeah.
like that, you
Yeah.
know. But I feel like I would like for you to just, what message would you say to your kids?
I love them.
Do you think they don't believe that? Because that's the
They
first
do.
thing. Okay.
They
okay.
do. They know
okay.
I love them.
Okay.
They, as young as they are, I want my kids to one day see this and know that mommy loves them.
Okay.
And I pray to God that he keeps me. Because if he takes me now, they have nobody. I ask God to keep me. And most importantly, I ask God to keep my mom. Let him give me a chance to amend and do the right thing. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to repair. I'm trying to restore all that I broke. It's not easy. It's not easy. I don't know how long it's going to take me to at least get 1%. Because I don't even have 1% of what I lost. All I need is time. For both my mom and the kids.
Can I ask you this question, eh? I'm sure your kids have done things that have, disappointed you, right? Do you ever sit down and say, I want my kids to make it up to me?
I'm very hard on them.
But you personally, when you sit, do you ever say, I want that child to make it up to me because that child did this and that and that?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. Okay. No, I get that. Okay. And your mom?
What about her?
What would you say to her?
I want to thank her for believing in me, for sticking with me, standing by me even when she didn't have to. And everything that she has ever believed that I didn't do, I did not do. So she must know that she did not fail herself. But most importantly, I want her to forgive me. I abused her. And I'm sorry. I'm trying to make it right. I know I owe her a conversation and she owes me a conversation. But between the two of us, it's hard. It's something that, But I love her. And I pray for her more than I pray for myself because I want her to leave. And that's all that I'm asking for. Forgiveness.
Yeah. Okay. This was definitely a tough one. This was definitely a tough one. I do not even want to lie. And I think that what I wanted to say earlier on was that from a perspective of someone that sees a loved one struggling with a gambling addiction, because I know how lonely it might feel for someone to say, they've given up on me, they've abandoned me, Sometimes it's not because we have given up. Sometimes it's not because we are abandoning. Sometimes it's because it's also too hard on us to see you self-destruct. Do you understand? And we deal with situations very different. There are people that are good at face forward. We're gonna deal with this. Those are people that are very mentally strong. Majority of people that are living in this world, they are not as mentally strong. Especially to see a loved one, someone very close. It's easier to support a stranger than it is to support someone very close to you when they're dealing with addiction. And the reason for that is because with a stranger, I've got no emotional attachment towards them. You know, so even if we discuss and we have an agreement, okay, you're no longer going to go gambling. When I find out a stranger went back, I'm not as disappointed. I'm not as hurt. Because now I only have an element of disappointment, but not hurt because I'm not emotionally attached to a stranger. So sometimes it's not because we've given up. Sometimes it's not because of that. Sometimes it's not because we don't care. Sometimes it's because we feel helpless. Because we don't know what to do. We do not know even where to start. And I think that the thing that you said about gambling being like a demon, I would agree, because this person, you see someone you love, someone you've known for years, become the biggest liar that you can never. The switch, guys, it's crazy. Like, it's something that you can't explain even to anyone, to a point where even if this person called you right now and said, I am in the hospital sick, you wouldn't believe it. You know, it's like they lie and go to places that your mind can't go there. Like, wait a minute, what do you mean you lied with that? Like, what? You know? So it really is just such an unfortunate thing. But it's not everyone that is abandoned. If you're someone that is struggling with a gambling addiction out there and you feel like you're abandoned or people don't care, sometimes we're gonna love you from a distance because we're also trying to protect ourselves, you know. Not that we don't love you, we do. I know someone, you know, again, I think it's also just that whole thing of family, you know. Oh, it's this, and I literally just don't even want to go there. That's how sensitive of an issue it is. And I remember I called him, you know, and I told him, listen, for me, when you're ready to go to rehab, I'll be here. I'll be there. I'll help. If I have to take money, even if I have it, even if I don't have it, I'll make a plan. You know, like, for you to get help. But until then, I don't think there's any help I can be able to give, because unfortunately, someone that is struggling with gambling addiction, you don't give them money.
No, you can't.
If you give them money, unfortunately,
You're
it is
feeding
just
the addiction.
feeding the addiction. So it's so sad that an adult, you have to now, if they say they're hungry, they don't have food, you have to leave your house, drive to the house to buy food, because you know I can't send money. You know? So this one is really honestly a heavy one. So many people are actually struggling with this. But I want to just say thank you so much for coming. You know, this one is definitely very personal to me. Very, very personal. And I do hope that more and more people will come up and talk about it. The stigma, because I feel like that's the thing. We're in the level of the stigma of it. People don't want to talk about it. It has to be a secret. The community should not know, oh, this one has a gambling addiction. Nothing. Like, it should always be something that is kept. But the more and more we talk about it, we take away the power of shame. And I think it will help the community, because that's why we have got the crime rate is so high. Because honestly, gambling addiction is also in there. If you're a guy and you are battling with a gambling addiction and you meet another group of guys that says, hey, Runa, we steal cars, and you're going to get 15,000 rands just like that, you think this person with this addiction is going to not go and do it if they're desperate? No, high chances are they will. You understand? So it still is also playing a role. So thank you so much for actually coming. I wish you nothing but the best, you know. But I know that ninjas will kill me if I did not ask this question. This is the last question I will ask. How are you financially sustaining yourself
now? hustling. It's hard. I don't have 1% of what I lost.
Yeah.
It's just that even if I have 10 rents, it goes a long way because I'm financially responsible now.
Yeah.
You know, I make it work. Now I have an apartment.
Okay.
I'm able to survive. Like I
Okay.
said, I'm on survival mode. You know, there are certain things I don't have that I wish I could have, but
You're rebuilding your
yeah,
life, basically.
and it's harder than when I was building. The rebuild is hard,
Yeah.
especially at my age, because now I'm messed up. When your credit record is messed up in South Africa, you are messed up because your options become expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's very, very, like, wow.
yeah.
Your options become very expensive.
they
It's not like
become-
you don't have
No.
options. You do, but they're just very
Yeah.
expensive.
Okay,
Wow.
before we go, I'm going to say this. When you fucked up your finances, you've taken loans and everything, for you to rebuild to get a car now in 2024, the only option you have is rent to own.
And those are crazy. I had someone paying 9,000 something for a polo
Yeah.
that the door didn't open.
Yeah. When you want to rent an apartment because you are blacklisted, you need to pay 6 months because you are desperate to get a house, even if you know this was advertised. And that's the situation that I found myself in at some point. The apartment was advertised for 10,000. They'll give it to you for 15,000.
Sure.
I can't get a contract phone. I need to do what? Rent to own.
A phone.
Yeah, iPhone 15, let's say MTN or Vodacom, you'll get it for like 1,000 rands. But with rent to own is 2 times that and even more, like 2.5, 2.8. So rebuilding is the hardest for me. My expenses are, because my options
are limited.
are limited. And when they come at a price.
Yeah.
Everything needs to be cash.
Which is not easy.
Yeah. If I don't have food in my house, I have to sleep like that because there's no one to call. I can't call any. Who will I call? Unfortunately, with me, I'll always be reminded of the old habits. Even if I were to call anyone to ask for a loaf of bread, she has started. Even if I wake up dead, I'm leaving my kids in a mess. They are going to live on the damage that I left, meaning that I'm going to leave them without options as well. Who's going to take them? I got evicted. I had no one to take me because I exhausted all my options.
Yeah, ne?
So I have me.
Yeah. I won't lie. I don't even know what to say.
It's okay.
I really don't.
It's okay.
But I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
In this world.
Thank you.
Your comeback is gonna definitely be bigger than your arrival, you know, at first, you know. And one thing I love about life is, guys, life changes and you forget. You know, like you forget, you will remember that, oh my gosh, Ghana, I once did this and that and that. But you really forget. And I think that's also one of those things that happen maybe with trauma, you know. There are certain things that my sisters remind me of. And I'm like, wait, what? And I can remember sometimes, like, from like when she has to pull certain points, you know, I'm like, oh wait, Ghana, that once happened, you know. And that's one thing I love about our brain. Our brain actually protects us from a lot.
Yeah.
That's why now you can't remember certain dates.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that is sign for you that, you
Yeah.
know what, even those events, as time is going, your mind will get to a point of stability.
Yeah.
And you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
So I look forward to your future.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
and yeah, may all the blessings come for you. And I pray for your complete healing.
Thank you.
You know, and I'm happy that, you know, you were speaking about God. You know, continue, keep rooted there. You know, everything, they say everything happens for a reason, but some of the stuff do not happen for a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a reason that you had to go through all that, because your story is the one that is going to have to change.
Yeah.
Everyone, you're the brave one that is starting to come out and publicly talk about this.
Yeah.
So you see, how can I say this? I always get this comment where people are like, yo, I mean, with everything you've gone through, I think God made sure or allowed you go through all that so that you can relate to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And as much as I hate that comment, I'm like, girl, I didn't have to be traumatized.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I get it. All my experiences gave me a heart
Yeah.
that I would have never had it been that I didn't go through everything that I went through. So there's definitely a purpose.
Yeah.
You know, I love you so much.
Thank you. I love you too. Thanks for having me.
You are welcome. So ninjas, I know this one was quite a tough one, and I know if you're someone that is having a family member that is struggling with gambling addiction, or you are the one, this will definitely be one episode that will be very triggering. I also didn't know it was going to be this triggering when we started, you know. But anyway, I do hope that this is going to help, and the conversation of gambling addiction can basically start in our communities. From Owamie, I love you guys. Stay blessed, and I will see you guys in my next upload. Bye, ninjas.